During World War II, German soldiers developed a particular dread of American troops that exceeded even their respect for the professional British Army. This perception emerged not from propaganda, but from battlefield experience documented in confidential Wehrmacht reports and officer interrogations. The British represented familiar military professionalism, disciplined, methodical, bound by doctrine. Americans defied every expectation. To the German professional soldier, warfare followed predictable patterns, calculated maneuvers, established command chains, and tactical responses honed through years of combat. British operations mirrored these principles, allowing German commanders to anticipate movements and exploit weaknesses. American units shattered this calculus entirely. Where British caution created opportunities for counterattack, American aggression offered no respite. Where British hierarchy created decision bottlenecks, American initiative flowed seamlessly through the ranks. This documentary examines the specific battlefield factors behind German fear: unpredictable aggression, overwhelming firepower, decentralized leadership, rapid adaptation, devastating artillery, and industrial logistics that turned war into systematic attrition. German after-action analyses repeatedly described Americans as dangerously flexible, units that continued attacking after losing commanders, delivering artillery with terrifying precision, and adapting tactics faster than defenses could evolve. German soldiers viewed combat as a professional craft governed by doctrine and timing. British forces reflected this approach: cautious advances behind massive pre-planned artillery, strict command confirmation before movement, predictable reorganization after casualties. These patterns allowed German commanders to anticipate and counter British operations effectively. Subscribe to explore the history of past, present, and future conflicts in greater depth. Americans fought differently. Caught in ambushes, British units sought cover and awaited support. American squads often charged directly toward the enemy. German intelligence noted this lethal instinctive habit. Rather than retreating to reorganize, GIs escalated immediately. This violated every principle of risk management taught in Wehrmacht academies. Firepower amplified this aggression. During Normandy, an American infantry division generated 12,000 rounds of small arms fire per minute, nearly triple British rates. The M1 Garand semi-automatic rifle transformed every soldier into a light machine gun. A 12-man American squad matched a 30-man German platoon's firepower. German officers described this friction of fire as psychologically crushing. Rational decision-making became impossible under sustained volume. SLA Marshall's controversial studies captured the cultural divide. Traditional European armies showed 15 to 25% weapon employment under stress. American units maintained near-total firing discipline, saturating positions immediately. By the time German squad leaders maneuvered, their positions drowned under coordinated American fire. You couldn't predict Americans, one officer noted, because they didn't know their own next move. This tactical randomness, methodical one moment, reckless the next, left German commanders perpetually off balance, unable to exploit familiar patterns. Traditional armies paralyzed when leadership fell. British and German units awaited replacement officers before acting. American squads operated differently. Killing a lieutenant elevated the sergeant. Killing the sergeant promoted the corporal. This bottom-up resilience shocked observers. Normandy's bocage fighting provided stark examples. Small American groups, averaging 12 men, maintained combat effectiveness despite 50% leadership losses. German reports cited dangerous autonomy, among NCOs seizing initiative instantly. British platoons halted awaiting orders. Americans pressed forward regardless. Sergeant Curtis Cullen's Rhino tank modification exemplified this. Frustrated by bocage walls stopping Shermans, he welded steel teeth to hulls. Within 11 days, First Army modified 500 tanks, 60% of its armored strength. German reports expressed disbelief at this field innovation speed. By 1944, American NCOs enjoyed 40% more operational freedom than British counterparts. Decapitating leadership didn't halt attacks, it simply changed who led them. Germans likened fighting British to breaking chain links. Fighting Americans resembled punching hornets. The more you struck, the fiercer the response. Kasserine Pass, February 1943, humiliated Green American forces. 6,000 casualties, 200 tanks lost. Germans expected prolonged recovery, as with cautious British after similar defeats. They miscalculated. Within 30 days, Americans overhauled command structures, integrated air-ground operations, retrained tank crews for panzer engagements. Reappearing weeks later, their efficiency rose 25%. Defeat became intensive training. This reflected institutionalized adaptability. British doctrine evolved slowly through staff colleges. Americans created massive feedback loops. Bloody hedgerow encounters generated after-action reviews rushed to stateside camps. Late 1944 replacements possessed fresher tactical knowledge than two-year German veterans. U.S. Army issued 150-plus revised field manuals in 1944 alone, countering MG, 42 nests, Dragon's Teeth, Panzerfausts. German training shrank from 16 weeks to 4 due to manpower shortages, relying on 1939 doctrine. Americans traded ammunition for lives. British hesitated, destroying historic villages harboring snipers. American doctrine demanded high explosives. Western Europe advance consumed 5 to 6 tons of ammunition per German neutralized. M1 Garand epitomized this. British Lee Enfield remained bolt-action masterpiece. Garand gave semi-automatic capability. 12-man squad matched 30-man German platoon. Skill became irrelevant against double incoming volume. Air power brought tactical devastation. RAF emphasized strategic bombing. American P-47 Thunderbolts, JBOs, hunted tactical targets. Summer 1944 saw 1,000+ daily sorties. Panzer divisions moved nocturnally, averaging 10 to 15 kilometers nightly. Normandy showed 70% tank losses from air attacks, not Sherman's. American artillery terrified most. British guns effective but predictable. Registration shots warned defenders. Americans revolutionized with forward observers calling corps-level fire via radio. Time on target, synchronized 144 guns across miles. Shells impacted simultaneously within 3 seconds. No warning. Bulge saw 1.2 million shells in 14 days, splintering forests. Prisoners reported 75% casualties from shells before seeing GIs. Logistics crushed morale. Germans relied 70% on horses. Red Ball Express delivered 12,500 tons daily via 6,000 trucks. Captives saw GIs eating hot turkey amid freezing forests while Germans scavenged potatoes. One officer noted doom seeing cream-filled birthday cakes reach front lines. American supply transported luxuries alongside ammunition. Every GI moved by truck. Germans marched hundreds of miles. Americans maintained 90% tank rates. Germans produced 1 tank per 4 Shermans. British represented military tradition. Americans embodied industrial annihilation. Fresh socks, cigarettes, coffee signaled economic titans, not soldiers. Resistance evaporated against such disparity.